know you've been recording.
What we call a vibe check. When I say feel good, y'all say feel great, but only if you mean it. Feel good?
Feel great.
Feel good?
Feel great.
Okay. That comes from a young man that I know by the name of Sway. He's an MC. He does hip hop. He's also not black. Right? Go figure. Thank you for having this moment here today. Thank you for having us here today. Thank you for raising that flag here today. Thank you for sitting here and standing here today together as one. Let me just tell you real quick that I need you to take a real close look at each other. Just look around you real quick. Look at the different shades of skin, different textures of hair, different facial features. You see yourselves?
Yes.
There is a whole machine out there trying to convince us that this is not what it should be. There's people getting paid rich salaries, honey, to convince us that this is wrong. That celebrating and giving voices to the voiceless is wrong. And I don't stand here as a voiceless black woman. I don't stand here as a voiceless Latina. I have no mic. I don't need one. My ancestors are my microphone. This is an ode to both sides of the socio-pathetic imbalance. Wanting to keep a melatonin but being forced by ignorance to get and stay loud. Surrounded by deliberately built to blind clouds that intend to do nothing more than just that. Block our sun, our essential vitamin D. D is for diligence, for deliverance, for deep, profound dignity. D is for defiance because I will not put myself in a box for you to neatly categorize me. D is for Dominican because after poet, mother, sister, and daughter, that is also who I be. Proud and untamed, privileged and unashamed. Nadie me mata mi orgullo. Oh, that's right. Back to English. But I tell you today that if my ancestors still walked and still talked, they would be ashamed of the cruel world we still live in. To see all of their sacrifices sacrificed to a world of sin. Futures looking grim, lives now trimmed from the exercise of dodging bullets of evil while trying to maintain a peaceful existence. Simple things taken for granted, many a seed poisoned by deception. There is no light to bring fruit to conception, much less birth. If your soul could be measured at this point, what would be its worth? For day after day, we seem to take for granted all of the gifts and seeds by life planted, opportunities falling like autumn leaves in the wind. Close your eyes, extend your hand, pull out your shirts, create a basket with your skirts. Dream something, want something, do something. Don't continue to let life pass you by. For since birth, we've seen seconds turn to minutes, minutes to hours, and those hours to days that fly by, waiting for you to embrace that epiphany. Drop blinding cloths and finally see you have it, will have it to your last dying breath. The opportunity to be a fruit-bearing tree, willing and able to nurture all those in its proximity. But instead, we consciously choose to turn a deaf ear or turn our backs out of fear, knowingly choosing not to be. And unknowingly choosing to become Jesus' tear. What if you knew that your time was near, or that someone else's clock was winding down? Would you choose to be an adjective, a verb, or a stagnant noun? Smile or frown, be a prince or a pauper? And would you, could you, should you? Not just wear, but even be allowed to look upon a jewel-bearing crown with the intent to wear it. Tell me now how you see fit, that we've lost our belief in love, truth, and loyalty. Respect, honor, and affection given genuinely. How easy it is for them to stand and expect from me when they can't even look in the mirror and see what Jesus would see. The greater good, spiritual Robin Hoods of their dream Robin capabilities, actually. That's what the art spoken word in my bloodstream has done for me. Mad random, I know, but as my thoughts wander to and fro, I ask you, each and every one of you, if you truly knew that the sky was your limit, how tall would you be willing to grow? Today is a day of change. Today is a day for you to understand once and for all that there are things that make us different. If I ask you what your favorite colors are, what the name of your parents are, where you come from, where you originate from, all your answers will be different. But if I ask you, each and every one of you here, how many of you have felt pain? Raise your hand, please. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the common denominator. Hurt people do not hurt people because you know what hurt feels like. You don't have to be black to know what it feels like to be oppressed. You don't have to be black to know what it feels like to be ignored, to be robbed of your voice, to be robbed of opportunity just because of what you look like. You put on a uniform every day that makes half this country hate you. I'm sorry for that.
Thank you.
But we can't apologize for what we love. We can't apologize for who we are, for who we choose to love, for who we choose to become. Unless we become a person that spews hate. Hate is hate is hate is hate. Those two children both came from my womb. Look at the colors of their skin. That black and white argument doesn't fly with me. Yeah. It doesn't work. Because if I stand here talking about white people are horrible, my son is gonna feel a certain way. We have to change the narrative. We have to change the dynamic. Hatred is a taught and learned thing. Go back to the time in your life when you were babies before somebody told you who to love, who it was okay to have fun with, who it was okay to stand under a tree with on a beautiful sunny day. Today I ask you to go back to who you once were before the hate was programmed into your systems. It's a possible thing, but it starts today. Make the choice today. We have community leaders that have given you a platform to make the choice today. There are community leaders in power that have not made that choice, that still want us divided. Make the choice when you go to vote. That is how we make the change. If they've been in their seat for over 10 years and nothing has changed, something's different. Something has to change. If you have not been through it, you cannot dictate policy for it. Y'all need a voice. And I tell you that with no tremble in my voice. Police officers need a voice because I have friends that wear the uniform. And we don't know everything that they go through. They're not allowed to speak. Everybody needs a voice. And until we make a conscious effort and choice to give it, we will always be at war. We will always be at arms. We will always be afraid to just be, to just exist. I don't care who you love. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what accent you speak with. I will love you regardless because that's who I am. Yes. That's who we should all be. I'm doing my part by raising my children to understand that everyone deserves love. Love begets love, and when it doesn't, it's not about you. It's not. May you all leave this space today loving yourselves a little bit more. May your wounds bleed less. May your scars heal over. May you understand that love is the only way we're going to get through this. It's the only way. Remember the common denominator. Remember what it feels like to hurt. Remember what it feels like to pick yourself up, to dig yourself out with no shovel time and time again. Just because of what you look like. Because of who you love. Because of how you were born, the parts you were born with. Or not. You understand? Hate is hate. Love is love. When we make the choice to love, we all win. Thank you, ladies.
Yes. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle.